After that, I didn't go to the gym for a minute. I didn't go back to the gym until like maybe a month or two later.
Yeah.
And at that time, like you knew. I mean, even now, like at that time, you knew you couldn't get me out of the fucking gym.
Yeah.
You know, I lived there basically.
Yeah.
Shit, we do the podcast in the gym right now.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. But no,
you want to do a podcast with Sideways? You come to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't come to you. You come to him.
Y'all think we sitting cozy at a house? Hell no.
Hell no. We could.
Nigga.
We could.
Yeah, we could. But no, what's it called? Like that was it. But yeah, I mean, that's what the kick. I don't know, man. Now I'm like losing train of thought because I don't know where to go with this.
Well, let me ask you a question. Kind of going back to Dad, and if it gets too personal, just let me know.
No, go ahead.
Do you think? Let me put it this way: if he was still around, everything would be different, of course, you know. But is there a certain art you think he would have steered you more towards? Do you think he would have gone toward the more samurai? I
don't fully know.
Yeah, I know it's a hard question to answer.
I know. Because I mean, like, I know for one, like, there would have been some protests for some things, honestly. Because my mom told me he wasn't so much about fighting for competition.
Okay.
You know,
was it just to learn?
Yeah, to learn and learn how to hold your own and defend yourself unarmed. But he didn't really like the whole competition part of it so much. He didn't, you know. My brother told me like he had to beg to do his first and only competition in jiu-jitsu. You know, but my dad didn't even want him to do that. It was like, no, it's not about art and this and that, because he didn't see a future in it really. That's what my mom told me. You know, he was like, so my mom was like, you know, later on, he probably would have supported you anyway if you were like took an interest in it, even at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't like so hardcore, like going really for competition. It was going in to learn how to defend yourself and learn how to hold your own, and honestly learn to be disciplined and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why he liked martial arts, you know, and that's why he was teaching me martial arts and shit. So I mean, like towards there though, I don't know. I mean, like, I remember even as a kid, though, just, like, loving, you know, martial arts, kicking, punching, you know, learning chokes, throwing people and shit like that. So I remember, I probably would have ended up in competition anyway, you know.
Do you think he would have come around? Do you think, let me ask you this then. Do you think with how MMA has, you know, evolved and all that, do you think he still would have had that mindset, it's not a competition? Or do you think he would have maybe come to see that for what it is now, a competition base?
Like I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like my mom said, he probably would have showed some restraints for me. But ultimately, if he saw like I was really passionate about it, he would have supported me either way.
Yeah.
Because that's what outside the rest of them, even though they say they do, there's some arguments.
And that's hard, you know, when you have. I can understand. Like if any of my kids went into it, I'd have a reserve for it, you know.
No, where I was gonna go with that, but no, he would have. What's it called? Like, I think he would have supported it only because like he sees them taking an interest in it. Yeah. I think a lot of things would be different with my fucking head.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of things would be different in that sense. I think.
What's it called? But yeah, as far what's it called? Like, honestly, like, if he was still around, I still believe I'd probably be doing what I'm doing now anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that.
It'd probably be different to a degree because I probably would feel like I have more of a support system, which I do. Before, like, I don't want to get that twisted either, though.
Yeah.
I do have a support system and stuff, but it could be better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying, but it could be worse too. I'll say that too. That way, you know, no one's thinking like I'm being a bitter little bitch or anything. It could be better, but it could be worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both,
yeah,
you know. But no, I mean that's really my answer on that one. I guess in some sense a more detailed or less detailed. I don't know. You know?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So yeah, I just felt like saying something.
All right, we'll move on a little bit from that.
I mean, you can stay on that. I don't care.
I was just thinking. Do you have a favorite of the arts?
Not really.
It's very martial art theme.
What's up?
It's a majorly martial art theme.
You know what? Like,
podcast.
It kind of is.
That's cool.
But for me, it's like more moods, and even like that, my whole principle behind like just towards pure combat in general is being open to what works and being able to adapt to the situation. So in some sense, it's kind of like Bruce Lee's theory and principles and stuff like that. If the situation calls where like, you know what, I have no choice, I have to start grappling now, nigga, you better be versed in grappling. If it's calls for like I have to be on the inside and because it's a phone booth fight, nigga, you better know how to phone booth fight. At least have the knowledge of it. That way you can defend yourselves against it.
What's phone booth fight?
Basically in the pocket, inside.
Kind of like
close range.
Just circling back here, like in Unleashed, like we're in that bathroom scene.
Yeah,
where they're like
that's
real
what,
close.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That for the layman's that don't know that I'm not that, and I'm not trying to sound like insulting because like I understand that. Not everybody understands the kind of terminology and stuff like that. But that's literally what the phone booth fight means. Close range. There's no actual movement. There's no range. Like in those scenarios, like you said, like in Unleashed, where they're in that little ass bathroom and they're having to fight each other. So that's that's considered phone booth range, right? Or in the pocket or whatever. You know, it's right there. You better be versed in it. Because if you're not versed, you don't have to be good at it. You just have to know enough to help you defend against it. You know, that's just it. But that's my principle behind it. I don't really favor any of it. Just sometimes I'll go into my moves where I want to do one thing certain more than the other one. Right now, at the last couple of years, I've been more in a striker's mood, so I haven't really gone over grappling as much anymore. Which I mean, like now I'm starting to miss it. But it's like now it's like every time I start getting ready to gear myself up to start jumping into grappling again and stuff like that, then something comes around where it's like, you know, I have to kind of put my concentration a little bit more on that, like this title fight for kickboxing. Which I'm not hating on against it because, like, at the same time, I have the option to be like, yeah, you know, but I'm not turning down a title. Or a potential of a title, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, towards the striking, I like boxing to help strengthen my Thai boxing.
Yeah.
Like, out of the striking arts, I will say that I'm really passionate about Muay Thai. You know, I love the fuck out of Muay Thai. I like the clinch. I like the clinching. You know, towards the actual just the physicals of it. I like the clinching. I like throwing elbows. I like the knees. I like the art behind it. But I also like the tradition behind it. I like the rituals. I feel like with Muay Thai the most out of all of them. Out of all the sports, I feel like I get the best of both worlds. Where I still can go out there and get down with it, you know, and fucking throw bows and all that shit. But at the same time, too, I still get the other part of it, which I love about martial arts. I get the ritual, to get the art behind it, you know, because that's the other one. This is on me. I'm not talking for anybody else. I'm just talking about my own thing. When it comes to martial arts and me competing and stuff like that, I honestly don't like being called a fighter. We've talked about this, you know, this and other talks and stuff. I'm just letting the world know, basically. I still like being called an artist. I still like being called a martial artist. I'm not a fighter. I don't like the term fighting because, in all honesty, to me, fighter says no growth. You know, I'm gonna fight against anything that goes for change. I'm not willing to adapt. I'm not willing to grow. I'm not willing to learn. Where artist it says learning. You know, I'm willing to learn a different way to express myself. You know, and that, to me, that's what it is. It's expression, because it's an art form. I get to go out and express myself with my body. It sounds dirty.
I know, right? You know, it's ironic. I think I've heard strippers say the exact same thing.
No, but that's how I feel about it, man. You know, and there's so many different ways to approach the same concept over and over again. You know, I'll go into technical term, or not, what's it called? Like, I guess not technical term, but I'll throw a specific scenario and stuff like that. There's a billion ways and maybe I'm exaggerating the number a little bit, but there's so many billion different ways to counter just a jab, which is just a punch with the lead hand. So many different ways you can counter it, you know, and that's where the art comes in. Is not learning each way, but getting good with certain different ways. That way you're not stuck on just the same way over and over again. So if you don't put them down with that first counter, they start to pick up on your pattern. You know, oh well, he's just slipping his head to the outside of my jab and then coming over with the rear hand. Big deal. Okay, now I'm starting to catch on to it. Now I'm blocking against it. Okay, now he's catching on to it. So now I'm gonna slip to the inside and come up with the lead hand and fucking mix it up. Oh, now I'm gonna make him think I'm going up to the head, but I'm actually dropping to the body. You know, the counter is jab. It's like there's the art behind it. It's like it's a chess game. It's also an art. Like it's like if you're playing chess and trying to paint a picture at the same time. That's what I enjoy about it, though. You know, and I mean, it's just that. Ultimately, to me, like you have to be intelligent to fight.
Yeah,
you can't be a dumbass. You know,
you dumbass.
Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like a fucking rocket science or anything like that, or like make the best decisions in life, because a lot of fighters don't, or a lot of martial artists.
Yeah, let's stop calling it fighters. Let's say martial artists.
But a lot of them, take I'm gonna throw a popular name. You know, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
he has a shit background. I mean, now he's mellowed out with age and stuff, and he's calmed down, matured a lot and stuff like that. But I mean, he didn't make the best choice in life. But to say that man was stupid is highly false right there. That man is actually, even now. I mean, there's some insanity in there, but that man's actually really intelligent. If you ever listen to him actually talk, that man makes a lot of fucking sense, even being punchy. And that's my point. You can't be stupid, especially at that level. Performing at that top level, you can't be stupid. You have to understand strategy. You have to know what strategy is. You know, if you don't, then you're not going to go anywhere with it. You might as well just pick something else. You know, just go somewhere else altogether. You don't have to necessarily be the most athletic person. That's what I love about martial arts too. You don't necessarily have to be the most athletic person. You just have to have two traits about you. You have to have some sort of understanding of strategy, and you just have to be willing to work hard. You know, honestly, you can say that with anything. That's the other part why I like martial arts and why I like calling myself more of an artist, because you can relate all those teachings to other aspects of life. You know, because you could say that with anything. You don't have to necessarily be like great with it off the bat. You just have to be willing to work and willing to be patient and pursue your goal. You know, if my goal, even when just towards pure martial arts, my goal is to better my roundhouse. I have to be patient with it, and I have to be diligent with my work and disciplined with my work. Every day I'm going to come in and I'm going to work on that roundhouse. Or we'll go into grappling. You know, I'm not so great with the armbar. Not me. I'm actually pretty good with the armbar. But I'm just using a random technique. So every day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill that armbar over and over and over. And maybe there's a specific setup for the armbar that I want to drill over and over and over. So I make sure I'm disciplined on that work. And then later on, wow, I've actually become really good with the armbar now. Same thing with life. Hey, this part in school, is fucking, or this subject or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice this subject every fucking day of the week and keep attacking it. I may not be great at it now, but as long as I keep working and I stay disciplined with that work, I'm going to become proficient with it. And then boom, next thing you know, you're a fucking science major. Damn, nigga.
I was going to say, moral of the story, kids, is
work, nigga.
If you work hard enough, you can eventually put your math in an arm bar.
Exactly.
Fuck you, Trig.
Trigonometry, shit.
Armbar.
Nah, man, but like I said, you could take that little lesson alone.
It's
to anything, man.
Exactly. It's a life lesson.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I took a love to martial arts. You know, all those principles you learn in martial arts, you could adapt it and relate it to anything. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, I'm still a hothead. I've learned to deal with my temper over time. I've learned not to get all involved in my emotions all the time. But even like that, I'll say